So this week in the Weight Watcher workshops, we've been talking about circadian rhythms and sleep. And it's been a really interesting subject, I think. And I thought what I'd do is I'd dig a little bit deeper into it and make a little presentation for you, just to kind of, get it all clear. So I'm Coach Rick. I've been doing some Weight Watcher workshops in Devon, mainly in Teignmouth and also in Exeter. And I'll be starting my own workshop in September as well at the Beacon in Exeter. If you want to know more about that, just leave a comment down below, say hi, and I'll get back to you. Now, what I found this week is sometimes when people have been facing challenges, a lot of it was down to tiredness and sleep. Sometimes people will say something like, I was doing brilliantly all day long, then it got to 9 p.m. and I just completely wrecked everything. Or sometimes they'll say, I was just too tired to get moving. Now, 9 times out of 10, there's something to do with sleep underneath all this. So today we're going to dig a little bit deeper into the science of it and talk about where your body clock comes from, what throws it off, and the one habit that has the biggest effect on it. So if you've ever wondered why you feel super tired at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or sometimes you lie wide awake at night, even though you know you're just completely exhausted. Well, it's not bad luck, it's not a willpower problem, it's your circadian rhythm. So what is a circadian rhythm? Well, it's your body's internal 24-hour clock. It doesn't just control when you feel sleepy or alert. It regulates your hormones, your metabolism, your digestion, and even your body temperature. It's running in the background whether you pay attention to it or not. When it's out of sync, you feel it everywhere, not in just how you sleep. Now, here's the part that most people don't know. That clock is set almost entirely by light and dark. When it gets dark, your brain releases a hormone called melatonin. That's a signal to start winding down for sleep. When you get bright light, melatonin gets suppressed and your brain shifts into alertness mode instead. And it resets every single day, every 24 hours, and it's designed to line up with the sun. Alert when it's light and sleepy when it's dark. Now here's where it gets interesting. Not all light is equal. Natural daylight is genuinely very intense. Even on an overcast, cloudy day, you're getting somewhere around 10,000 lux. Lux is a measurement of light intensity that we use. So full-on sun can be over 100,000 lux. If you compare that to indoor lighting, that's typically like 300 to 500, you are talking 1,000 times more light outside than inside. And research backs this up. People who get real daylight exposure during the day see their evening melatonin release shift earlier by about 2 hours compared to people who spend the day under mixed indoor lighting. Now, I know we're in Devon, not the Mediterranean, so grey, drizzly mornings are just reality here for like half the year. But daylight through a window still helps, and even overcast daylight massively outperforms, so it's still worth getting outside, cloud or no cloud. If you generally can't get outdoors, there are some things you can use, like you can get these like light therapy boxes that have special bulbs in them. They're not as good as the real sun, but they are a lot better than your average kitchen light or bedroom light or whatever. But really just getting even near to a window is going to be much more beneficial than staying in a room with artificial light. Now this brings us to screens, your phone, your tablet, TVs, all that. And those devices mimic daylight. So when you're lying in bed at 11 p.m. scrolling on your phone, you're basically telling your brain it's still daytime, which suppresses melatonin even more and makes it harder to fall asleep. It's not that the screens are evil, because the blue light during the day is actually useful for us. The problem is more to do with the timing. The same light that helps you focus at 9 a.m. is working against you at 9 p.m. So a quick note on the blue light glasses. I have got some somewhere, but I don't really use them. And the reason for that is I don't think they really work. and the evidence on them is mixed at best. They're not doing any harm, but don't rely on them. Reducing screen time before bed and dimming your lights makes a much bigger difference. Now, all this matters more than just feeling tired. When your circadian rhythm is chronically out of sync, it disrupts appetite hormones, blood sugar regulation and metabolism too. That's part of why poor sleep so often goes hand in hand with harder food choices the next day. It's not a lack of discipline, it's biology working against you. Staying hydrated during the day supports this too. Dehydration drives fatigue, which pushes people to have caffeinated drinks late at night, which makes sleep even harder. It's all connected. Now, I will say this, that lining up perfectly with your circadian rhythm is not easy and it's not realistic for everybody. Everybody's different and no one size fits all. So shift workers, new parents, anyone in perimenopause or menopause, anyone managing diabetes, all of these can throw your sleep-wake cycle off. But if this is you, it's about finding out what works and what is actually doable in your life. Now, if you only take one thing from today, try getting outside for 15 to 30 minutes within the first hour of waking up, preferably without sunglasses, so you're getting all the photons from the daylight in your eyes. Now, this single habit helps set your clock for the whole day and tends to make falling asleep at night noticeably easier. And a few more small wins is dim your lights and put your screens away about an hour before you go to bed. And if you can, try and wake up at roughly the same time each day. And if you can, get a second dose of daylight around about midday to prevent that afternoon slump. And then you'll probably find that in the evening you fall asleep much better and much more naturally. Okay, so to recap, your circadian rhythm is a 24-hour clock set by light. Blue light from screens can confuse that clock at night time. Natural daylight is far more powerful than anything indoors, and morning light is the single highest leverage habit you can build. But what you need to find is a way to fit your routine around your daily habits and try to align yourself with your circadian rhythm. Now, topics like this are things we discuss at the Weight Watcher workshops, and I'd love you to come along to one if you can. If you can't, there are virtual workshops as well that you can join via Zoom, and you can interact. You can be on camera if you want, you can not be on camera if you want, and you can talk or you can chat by text. They're really cool. If you want to find out more about that, scan the QR code up in the corner or use the link in the description down below. But obviously, if you can make it to workshop, that would be amazing. But for the moment, what would be really amazing is if you could click the like on this video. And if you're not subscribed, click that as well. It doesn't cost anything and it makes me really happy. If you've got any questions or just want to say hi, leave a comment down below. Otherwise, I'll see you soon and sleep well. Peace.